need to talk. We need to get your staff motivated because I'm telling you, it's really going to affect your bottom line. Thanks for coming to my channel, Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I try to help managers become leaders. And I do that with a no-nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. In order for businesses to run well, staff need to be motivated. Now, you can do it the old way where you crack a whip and you say, get motivated and get things done. But let's be honest, that is not going to work. And if it does work, it's only going to work for so long. It's normal for you and for your staff to have times when you just don't want to get out of bed. It's normal for you and your staff to have weeks where it's like, I hate my job. But where you have to pay attention is it day after day that it's a struggle, that people, you just sense they hate being at work. It's not necessarily you they hate, but the environment. It's, to use the buzzword, toxic environment. And it happens. Now, is it your fault as a manager or as a leader? Yeah, of course it is. And you take on that responsibility because if you can take on the responsibility saying, listen, if people are down while they're at work and I'm here, if you take that responsibility, that means you can take on the responsibility for fixing it. Because you've subscribed to this channel and because you've liked the video, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you 9 tips on how you can help motivate your staff. And none of them include cracking a whip. All right? First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to recognize great work. Now, this isn't when it's bonus time or year-end review where you're like, oh, well, Mr. Mike, you did a great job. Great job. That's not going to work. You want to recognize it as it's happening. I'm thinking in the restaurant industry, right? Somebody calls in sick and another staff member takes their tables and they've got a bigger section than they would usually have and things go off seamlessly. Make sure you recognize that. People will feel better knowing that, you know what? Like, I'm busting balls here to get things done. Finally, somebody recognizes that. When that starts to occur in people, then they start going above and beyond more often. Now you could, I worked with a guy who said, we pay you. That's motivation enough. Wrong. Because you know what? Money is very important in this world we live in, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is feeling good. Not as a high, like, hey, I'm feeling good, but feeling good inside that you're accomplishing something. So recognize great work, and that is going to move us forward. Number 2, set small, measurable goals. Now, why would you do that? If you're working, let's say you're working in an office and you guys have a big project coming up, like it's a year to get done. Man, people are just going to drag ass. There's the excitement the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, let's say a month. But then it's like, oh, we still got to work on this. When is this going to be done? But if you take this big project and you chop it up into small, measurable goals, people start thinking, hey, we done part 1. Boom, we done part 2. Boom, we're done part 3. Momentum starts to build. People start feeling excited. There's a video where a sergeant is talking about how in the military, you always start your day by making your bed. And as cheesy as it sounds, the idea is really solid. Why? Because it is a small, measurable goal. It's something that you did. You started your day off getting things done right. So you can see, yes, when you come home, oh, come on. There's nothing like coming home to a freshly made bed and you just into them covers. But again, back to work. Small measurable goals. It starts to build up momentum. People start saying, hey, we're knocking this out of the park. We got this done. We got that done. It rolls into the next part of the day. It makes life easier. Small measurable goals. I'm rambling. Number 3, stay positive. Now, I'm not talking about, hey, yeah, it's a beautiful day. Be a positive person. Be a positive role model. I have a friend, he might kill me if he sees this. I have a friend who was a supervisor. And on the chalkboard, he would always write, Dillagaff, Dillagaff, Dillagaff was everywhere. You know what Dillagaff means? Do I look like I give a... You can fill in the last one. That was funny. People would laugh about it, but psychologically, you're setting a tone. If the manager don't give up, why do I? And then you start to backslide into a negative environment, a toxic environment. He don't care. I don't care. His ass is on the line. It's not mine, right? So this is something like not helping your situation keep a positive work environment. Number 4, take breaks. Everybody, make sure that your staff is taking breaks. Listen, projects come up and deadlines have to be met, and sometimes we got to grind it out. But that's sometimes. It's not all the time. People need to have a little bit of a, let me have my coffee kind of break. Because what happens is you might be working, but your brain is getting fried. That little coffee break really helps to recharge. That going to the water cooler to chat with so-and-so about the weekend, that helps somebody recharge. It's just get away from what I'm doing. Let me have a breath of fresh air and get back to what I'm doing. The next one, you want to share positive outcomes. Let's take this back to when I was talking about working in a restaurant, okay? A table comes in. They have a fantastic meal. The server, your employee, is doing a knockout job. The guests come to you as a manager and say, you know what? I was sitting at Sammy's section. Sammy's going to like that, a buddy of mine. Like you care. Sammy was our server, and he did a fantastic job. I just wanted to let you know. As a manager, you say, well, great, thank you. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you again. And then that could be it. Don't let that be it. Remember, we're trying to grow a positive work environment. If something positive, like a positive guest experience, comes to you, you better make sure that that server knows, hey, the guest just came in. They said they had a wonderful time. I appreciate it. Thank you. You did a fantastic job. Go to the kitchen staff. Guys, the table just left. They had a fantastic time. They said their meals were great. Share small wins, because really a lot of small wins is a win. This is what's going to help motivate your staff. They feel good. I'm doing my job. I know I'm doing my job. I know I'm doing well, but it's nice to hear it, right? Number 6, share the purpose. Okay. So I worked at the airport and we worked in baggage. And I mean, there's tens of thousands of bags going through the airport every day. What's one bag? One bag doesn't make the plane. Well, that's unfortunate, but our success rate is this percentage, right? What's the purpose of being there? The purpose of being there is that so your grandmother can go visit her sister and have her luggage. That's the purpose. So make sure that people understand what the big picture, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? When you share that, and then we go back and you share successes that have happened. If somebody writes a note saying, thank you so much, whatever it might be for whatever work industry you're at, share that and tie it to what your purpose is. Guys, our purpose at the airport is to make sure the passenger gets their bag. Tie it into a personal. Make sure that your grandmother gets her luggage. Make sure your son has his luggage when he arrives to the beach. Share the big purpose. Number 7, stand tall. Now I'm 6 foot, so it's a little bit easier for me to stand tall, but that's not what I'm talking about. Stand shoulders back, stand straight, stand with a purpose. If you eke your way into the office, your shoulders are down, your head's down, you're very that's not very positive and it's not very motivating. Come in, be somebody who shows that they're glad to be there. Walk with a purpose, dress with a purpose. I'm not saying come in with a tuxedo on, but dress the part. Be proud. Be happy for how you show up to work, and people will copy that. You are setting the tone. That, as much as people may not want to admit it, that motivates them. When I see my boss come into work and he's ready to work and he's standing or she's standing there with what I feel is purpose, that is motivating in and of itself. Tip number 8. People can be bought. Now, I know you're not, you can't be bribing people. That's not it. But people can be bought in the sense of, as downplayed as sometimes it is, have a pizza party. It's one, it ties back into our previous point of having a break, take a break, and just show some appreciation. Is pizza going to break your company? I hope not. It's like $20 a pie. How many pies do you really need? Okay, 10. But it gives people time to mingle, time to relax, time to speak with management, because you're going to be there and whoever's managing with you should also be there. It's a team lunch. It's just a little something. It's not meant to be, you scored $1 million contract, here's a slice of pizza. It's, guys, we're in this day in, day out. Let's take a break. Let's have some pizza. Enjoy. It's a beautiful day outside. Let's get some fresh air. Whatever it might be. But just don't be afraid to buy your staff in the sense of buying them a little thank you gift. It's just a token of appreciation. Finally, this is the big one to keep your staff motivated. Have fun. Really. We're only here for so many years. What's the point of going through your day, your job, which you're there most of your life? What's the point of going through it miserable? What's the point in not enjoying yourself? Have fun. Have a laugh. Get your team out. Do a baseball tournament. Do a basketball tournament. Do something outside of work. Not everybody's going to jump on board right away, because there's some that are like, yeah, okay, here we go. But have some fun. Because it's when you take your team outside and you have a team sport or a work engagement outside of work, people start to loosen up. Then you've got the, oh, remember this? Hey, did you see Tommy? See him wipe out? Something that now there's inside jokes, there's a little friendly banter going back and forth. Have fun. At the end of the day, work is where you spend a lot of your time. Maybe not so much now with the pandemic happening. Maybe you're at home more. But you do spend a lot of your time working. So you might as well do it in a motivated way. And help your staff, help those working with you to enjoy themselves. To find a purpose. To be motivated and excited to come into work. Even if it's just work. This video, I recommend you watch. But if you're new, you may want to try this playlist because it's got everything that you newbies need to know. I'm going to have my coffee and I'm going to see you in the next one.